So today we have a fun MacBook repair to do, one that I'm not really looking forward to. However, it does not look as bad as I expected it to. So, we have a MacBook A1502 with an 820-4924 that was apparently damaged by vomit. Now, this MacBook doesn't actually look too bad, so I don't see any vomit damage on here, but what I do see or smell is burning PC board. So most likely this is going to have a nice surprise on the other side of the board. I'm going to start in just 1 second here. I mean, the board just smells of burning. So, alright, so first things first is take the SSD out and try and locate the smell of the burning. Hopefully it's not the CPU. I doubt it. See, Joshua's here. Nate's Tech Service is here. Nasara is here. Everyone's here. Yeah, this is probably going to have another internal PCB short, but it would still be interesting to take a look at. It's probably all on the other side from the keyboard, which is going to be interesting. Did you say vomit? Yes, this was vomited on. That's why I'm wearing gloves. And that's why everything that I use is going to get sterilized after this. The kind of junk that I get sent is just ridiculous. Apparently it was by a dog, but I kind of doubt that. That just sounds like an excuse. What I noticed is that some people, they get drunk and then that's how it happens. But this doesn't look vomited on, so this could be a lie. Usually customers lie and say they didn't spill anything on it, but this actually does not look like it's had any liquid on it whatsoever. Does it smell? No, it just smells like burning PCB. It does not smell like vomit at all. Oh, it is a health hazard. I even put on the ticket that it's a biohazard, but oh, great. It's stuck to the... Yeah, this will be interesting. Alright, here's another screw I missed. Gross. What a nice way to start the morning. That's what our burning smell is, right there. So there's that. There's that. There's that. This isn't too bad. We'll fix this. A little bit by the SMC. Not bad. Particles of what was in someone's stomach or dog's stomach. You can see it came in through the ports over here. This is going to be my most concern right here because that's probably going to be internal board shorted, but let's get started. So the first thing to do is going to be a general reflow of these areas to see how bad they truly are. So first thing I'm going to do is kick on the fume extractor and put a nice healthy dose of Amtech 559 over there, if I could find my flux. Something there. Some there. Perfect. Plenty of flux to get the job done properly. Hopefully I don't throw up when it starts getting hot, and probably will smell. So I'm just going to give a general reflow of these areas. The smell will hit when you heat it up. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. That's why I put a lot of flux, because the flux should take care of that. Oh, this is gross. The high heat is going to kill anything that's living in that, though, hopefully. This isn't good right here. That's in the board. Not another one. That's in the board. Oh, and that's for our CPU, too. Yeah, this is rest in peace. This is bad. I'm probably going to be the one that's going to end up vomiting on this board now. Yeah, this is for CPU. Do I have the Dremel still? Nope, I brought the Dremel back home. Let's see, what's shorted? We have a short on PP bus. Probably. It's probably going to be in the layers. Another short to the layers of the board. What fun. Yeah, so as expected, PP bus is dead short. Now if we check resistance to ground on V-core, now this is a Broadwell CPU. Broadwell CPU resistance to ground should be between either 100 ohms and 7 ohms. I've seen Broadwell CPUs take a spike and work all the way down and work to 7 ohms. Now we're at 8 ohms. Now resistance to ground in a CPU on a CPU is basically is indicative of the amount of voltage leakiness of the processor. So the higher resistance to ground, it's generally a better chip. Now you guys know about binning and stuff in CPUs, where the higher binned ones can maintain higher clock speeds. Well, typically the ones that have lower resistance to ground will not be able to maintain as good of a clock speed as ones that have higher. This one's within range, so this may be okay. But the main concern here is this hole right here, because that's most likely shorted to ground, and we have to clear that. Now see how it's all melted like that? There is a chance that that's just melted to PP bus and we missed everything and we're okay. However, I kind of doubt that. I kind of think there's something under there. Now, what I don't want to do is mess this up so bad that, you know what I mean? So that it'll short to other things. So what we're going to do, since PP bus is shorted, we're going to try and burn it out and just let it make its own path out. So that's what we're going to do now. Obviously, we know the short is probably right here. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in my DC power supply, and we're going to put We're going to put a few volts on PP bus and hopefully we'll see it burn itself out. And then we'll come back over that with Dremel and clean all that up. So it could be a cap. It could be one of these caps. So I don't know. We're going to start 3 volts. The thing, what I'm getting fed up with repair stores, it's always, oh, we have a MacBook for you to fix. We're going to send you a MacBook. And then they send something that's been puked on, messed with, etc. And then when you tell them, sorry, I can't fix this, they're going to get upset at you. Well, you know, what did you expect? Come on, iron, get hot. If this came in yesterday, I probably would have sent it right back. But today is the first day that I've actually felt decent in several weeks, so why not? Why not? Alright, so what's going to blow up? I can imagine that. It's not even pulling anything. Wait a second. Why are we not pulling any? Oh, that's the oscilloscope probe, not ground. Okay. So ground. Who thinks we should just turn the voltage up to 12 and watch everything explode? $10 volts, 12 volts, we're at 12 volts. Come on, what's gonna blow up? I need alcohol. Where is my isopropyl? That's not what's shorted. What is shorted? We're at 12 volts and 5 amps. Something should be getting burning hot by now, but it's not. Oh, this is so dead. The CPU is hot, I think. Yeah, we can't see what's shorted. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, our CPU is getting slightly warm, which is not a good thing. But the only thing we can do at this point, we're going to desolder this. We have to try and clean up this nonsense right here. Because most likely that's going to be where it's shorted. This MOSFET, I bet it is where it's at. This is one of the voltage regulators for the CPU right here, actually. So we're just going to rip all this off, rip the whole CPU circuit off. Yeah, see this little solder ball? This is going to be our issue, most likely. Get out of here. You can get out of here. These caps are on PP bus, I'm sure. You can get out of here. Alright, let's look if our short is gone. We're still there. And of course it's still there. Alright, so time for the FLIR. I have a real FLIR, not one of the Chinese FLIRs. It's actually made by FLIR, not a copy. The board is still hot, so we're going to let it cool down a little bit. Capacitors on CPU. I doubt it. It's going to be in this hole right here, wherever that hole is. But the thing is we're not going to be able to find it, I don't think, with alcohol. So we're going to need the FLIR. Oh, ISL looks nasty too. It's one of those things where the FLIR, honestly, a lot of people don't like them, but if it's really helpful, at least it's helpful to me. Alright, so put our alligator clip on ground. Whoa, it sparked. And what do you know? The heatsink is getting hot because the CPU had a spike, and we actually, you know what? You know what? We may have got lucky with this. So you see there is vomit on one CPU MOSFET. So most likely, PP bus is shorting to the CPU. Now you think, well, you're killing the CPU right now. Well, we are, partially, but we're okay though. Let's see. So we're going to measure the voltage actually going into the CPU, because it's going to be pulled down. The circuit cannot sustain 12 volts to the CPU, and this is something I learned. We don't have any voltage leakage to CPU V core, so this is good. And if we put a little alcohol right here, notice that this cap is getting hot. So we're going to remove this cap, and we're going to see if the MacBook works. A1466 with mild water damage and acting strange. No light on charger. Using known good charger, flex and DC in board. Plugged it in, fan spins, backlight comes, but then goes out. However, I turn it on with just the battery, backlight stays on, and you get a question mark folder. Have you tried a new trackpad cable? Have you tried running it without the trackpad cable? Have you tried running it without the I/O board plugged in. That doesn't sound like a logic board issue. And where was the mild water damage? Now another possibility is this is going to be for V-core, so that cap may be putting so much heat into the board that you're feeling it through the heatsink. We're going to take this off. And also we need to get rid of these MOSFETs. But I just want to see if our PP bus is going to be okay. Let's get out of here. Get out of here. We don't need CPU MOSFETs. Out of here. Out of here. Done. And now, I think that one cap blew out internally, and that's what the board burning was. Well, that and the other thing, but... oh, look at this. This one looks pretty bad too. But we're still shorted. Still dead short to PP bus, so let's take more stuff off. Now, another common mistake people make is they'll take something off right here, which is fine for the CPU, but what's going to happen is the heat pipe is going to get desoldered, and a heat pipe being desoldered is no fun to put back on. So I'm going to take the heatsink off and put a little heatsink on the processor. You can put heat on processors, you just don't put too much for too long. If you put too much for too long, it's going to die, obviously, so don't do that. Hopefully our CPU die isn't going to be exploded when we take this off. And it doesn't look exploded, so that's good. A lot of times you'll get these Intel ULV CPUs in the PCH. So on your CPU, this is the actual CPU part. This is the PCH with integrated PMIC and stuff like that. So this is often what fails when you're missing PM Sleep S4L and stuff like that. It's this little part and not this. This is the actual logic cores, graphics, and stuff like that. But so we're going to inject voltage again. And put a little alcohol in the CPU, and if the alcohol boils and we're injecting voltage, we could almost know for sure that it's a dead CPU and that it's not worth spending any more time on. But let's see. So I think we're just going to solder it right here, since this is basically PP bus G3 hot. A lot of people get thrown off when they see PP bus S5 HS computing. That is PP bus G3 hot. They get confused and think it's something else, but no, that's same rail. So what I'm going to do is put a little alcohol right over here on the CPU, and if you see this boil, that means it's not worth spending any more time on, most likely. So I'm just going to touch this to ground over here. Turn it on. It boils. But so does those two caps, or this one cap. So that could purely be getting hot like that because one of those caps is shorted and just putting a large amount of heat in the board. So it was this one right here, so we're going to rip that one off too. So we need a little heatsink. Where's my little heat sinks? I should send this board to Lewis. But I'd have to make sure Lewis gets to fix it. That would be fun. Where is my little heatsink so I don't kill the CPU? I had like 3 of them at my desk and now I have none. That's not fair. What else can we use? You know what? A1286 heatsink. He should send it to Paul S. No, well, the thing is Paul S. does not troll me, and Paul S. does not put my phone number and email address on a live stream. So, no, Paul S. is nice. Paul S. does not deserve a vomit damage board. Lewis, on the other hand, and that's not going to work. I had like 300 of those heat sinks. I don't know where they all went. This is why I never clean my office. This is what happens every single time I clean my office. Here's one. I'm probably going to wind up sick after this. I'm going to catch whatever virus the person had that threw up on this. Now I'm off frame because I'm blowing the hot air away from the CPU. Okay, so we plucked those caps off, so we're going to check for short again and see if we cleared the short. And it is still shorted. Vitamin D and vitamin C, man. Vitamin C is not going to keep you from getting sick. I mean, it won't. With vitamin C, the thing is, and I'm not a doctor or anything, but from what I understand, high amounts of vitamin C are just going to go right through you. Alright, so this is why this area of the board is getting hot, because it's right on the back side of this. So in order to clear this, I need a Dremel, and I just brought the Dremel home. So, I can try and... I don't want to wreck under the board right here, though. So it's probably best to wait. Hi, Cormac. This is gone. This is another one of these internal board shorts that's going to end up with a hole in it. Let's try under here. Yeah, look, it has a hole right through the other side. No way. Again, this is the second board with a hole through it this month. Look at this. Right through. Let's see, where is it? Right under the CPU MOSFET. Look at that. Rest in peace. Look at that. Right under here. Look at... But I can get under here. And... Oh yeah, this is done. This is trash. See, look, right through the other side. So... So when you get boards like this, unfortunately it's part of your job. But not to worry, because when this does happen, there's always going to be someone that is willing to fix this for a small fee. Actually a discounted rate, because this is for a store and not an end user. So what we're going to do, let's see, mail-in repair. Hopefully you guys don't see my address, but and what you do when you get to this point, you click next, and then you're going to put your device in a box and send it to 186 First Avenue right here, and the board will be happily fixed in 3 to 5 business days. And if it is not fixed in 3 to 5 business days, feel free to call. And that's how you fix that board. So when you get at this point, this is junk. I mean, has a dead CPU. Um, so let's make this burn. How's that? Let's just make it burn up. No way I would try and fix it that. It's a goner. Yeah, it's a goner. Alright, how high do you think the voltage can get before this thing just explodes? Yes, call every hour. Is it fixed yet? Come on, spark. Do something fun. What is this? It's not sparking or blowing up. $30 volts? Nah, it's just gonna pull it down. Oh, here it is. It's right here. We're at 5 amps right now. Q's Tech service. Look, you can see my mat right through the... Oh man, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely the stuff that I'm getting sent. Yeah, just rest in peace. Hi bro, can you step by step help me? I don't have G3 hot. What you're gonna call, you are going to call 347-225, or what is it? So my number is 347-552-2258. Call that number and I will help you. Get around drill bit. I don't the drill is at the house, so yeah, I don't have it with me. But yeah, this is melted the layers. It's just I give up. This one is trash again. This is I think the Macs you get sent are troll MacBooks. That is most likely the case. Graphic is scrambled on desktop. Yeah, is that Broadwell? It's, yeah, trash. Do you offer help over over the phone fixing a board? Oh man, yeah, between my phone and my inbox and boards like this, I think it's time for a vacation. I think it's time to take a vacation. Yes, call 347-552-2258 for all your board repair support needs. Question? Call today. Alan, I've had two boards this month. I had the board on New Year's Eve that I was working on. Let's see. No, you know what? You guys have seen it. It had the hole right through it, just like this. It's through all the layers. It's just nonsense. Yeah. I took on a vomit damaged board to have it be a no fix, as expected. But not only was it a no fix, it has a hole right through it. Look. See that? You can see my face and my eye right through the board. See that? What a nice way to start the day.